Well, the way I see it is like Keldon is taking DeJounte's spot, and Devin should be taking Keldon's spot. Keldon had a good leap last year as well, and that's kind of what I'm expecting um, out
You're
of
talking about
Devin.
in terms of their responsibilities and roles getting bigger?
Yes,
Yeah.
because Keldon, well, I say Keldon was our number two last year, right? As
Hmm.
like as it all goes, and I expect Devin to take a leap the same that year three leap. He like Jake said, he has to like at this point like that guy has to start like showing at least what Keldon did. Not, and I think he will. I think he can, but I don't know if I can quite expect him to make like I don't know if Jake if you're suggesting he's going to take like a whole leap over Keldon and then would be our best player on our team this year. I don't know if I'm not going to put that on him because then if it doesn't happen, like
I think
I don't want to feel bad.
I think
Okay.
the faith that I have is that Devin just takes a big enough leap to where, just like Chris was saying, it's 1A, 1B. It doesn't have to be like, completely better than Keldon. On some nights, Keldon's going to be your best player on the court, and on some nights, Devin's going to be the best player on your court. But I just have the feeling that like Devin's going to be good enough. He's going to take that leap to where he is going to be on that same playing field as Keldon, compared to kind of what you're saying, where it's like Keldon right here, Devin right here. I want it to be right at the same level.
So the,
That's exactly where it's going to be. It's going to be Keldon Devin.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're talking like Keldon's not getting better. Like Keldon's getting better as well.
No, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Keldon's going to take a leap this
Yeah,
year, and it
Keldon's
sounds like
taking,
you're
and
expecting
Devin's
you're
behind
expecting
him.
Devin to
He's not
like double
he's not
that.
gonna. Yeah,
I was
so.
saying that I think Devin can take a good enough leap, considering like the position that he's in, like where he's at with the offense, and like kind of like the role that we have for him. It's honestly something that I think that he can do. Like, we see a lot of players on very bad teams, on other teams, right? We see these young players on very bad teams, just be able to just shot chuck for however many, shots they want, and no one cares, you know what I mean? And you're just like, well, they're going to get better or whatever. And they just take like these incremental jumps. Well, I think our team's different in the manner that like we do have a system ready for these guys to progress even faster than what those guys that can shot chuck.
I think that was true maybe last year, the year before. I think we're in that same position. They're going to be chunking up shots left and right. We have nobody. Like
So
we're in the same spot as them at the bottom of the pack. We're going to let them do what
So
they
my-
do, because if it causes us to lose the game, that's a
then we're not
W.
going to really. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
And
So
I think that the position that those other guys were in, our guys are now in that position.
okay,
So if Devin's probably going to take stupid shots more.
I hope he takes 20 shots a game.
yeah, that's
Keldon.
that's the point that I'm getting at, though, is that like this is something that we as Spurs fans haven't really seen in years, in a long, long time. So it's it's definitely something that like, because of this opportunity, because of something like this coming up, to where it's like, well, it is such an open playing field for anybody to take advantage of. I think Devin can be that person that takes the most advantage of it. You know what I mean? Where, because it's not necessarily as closed, this is your role, this is your role, this is your role, this is your role. He's going to be able to expand more, because we're going to have a lot more leniency. We're going to be able to just let him do what he wants game to game. And I think that it's going to make him improve. It's going to make him better. We're not going to see him like eventually those games where he's shooting 20 shots on 28% like shooting or whatever, and we're like, Jesus, Devin, later in the year we're going to start seeing it come up to 38, 39%. We're going to be like, that was a great game, whatever, right? Like, he was able to do some good shooting at that point. So that's my point, is I just think Devin's going to be able to take advantage of where we're at and be able to take a big enough leap to be on that same playing field. That's just me, though. That's just me for the MVP.
Right. So you're saying he's going to take a huge leap to be your MVP. So what does that mean for your MIP?
So my
Most
MIP,
improved.
I think we'd all know that it would be Devin Vassell for me.
Right.
Like, it's obviously going to be Devin as the most improved, because he's going to take that big jump. He's going to become. I honestly think that it's everybody's year 2 to year 3 leap. That jump right there is the one that gets people on the map that shows people, oh, this guy's got it. This guy is, he really can be something in the league. And I feel like we've seen that with DeJounte. We've seen that with Derek. We saw it with KJ last year. Like, this is it for Devin. This is his year 2 to year 3 leap that he's going to show up. He's going to take that next level. So I think Devin is going to be our MIP. My honorable mention is going to be Trey Jones, who's taking his second year 2 to year 3 leap. And I think that he's going to take control of this offense and put up 20 assists a game. So that's just how I feel.
Well, I think it's a toss up mainly between Devin and I'm going with my own homer. I'm going with Josh Primo, the number 11. And like third, like dark horse MIP would be Keldon, because he might have the same type of jump that DeJounte did. And if he becomes like an all-star or like in that discussion, I think that's considerable for like the biggest improvement on the team.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning more towards Josh Primo in the sense of pretty much those same arguments you were saying for Devin. I think he's going to take every shot he can, especially if he's coming off the bench. Watching him in these last 2 games in the preseason, he looks like, I wouldn't say more like deliberate with his moves, but he's taking every shot he could, and he's trying to pass. He's made a lot of boneheaded turnovers that like have really frustrated me, and it's like I want him to be a point guard, not like a scoring guard. I want him to be a point guard for us. But as far as like his scoring this year, especially if he's that 6-man role, I see Primo taking plenty of shots, just along the line Jake was arguing for Devin, like just more opportunity to just let it fly. And he's looked more comfortable scoring, going to the basket. I know he went against the freaking Utah Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder, also 2 bottom of the barrel teams. And
that's
like,
why I'm not getting high on none of our guys. I know Jake was talking about Devin, but I'm like, well, I want them to play somebody first.
It's going to be a long season, and we're going to run into good teams, and everybody's going to, like, all these young guys are going to look rough. Yeah. And I think like Primo's going to just have plenty of opportunity. So that, to me, that kind of puts him up there like in the running for like the lead for MIP.
Yeah, that's where my head's at too. And it's a caveat for everything. I mean, like the whole year, we're looking for all of the good nuggets that are going to be mixed in with a lot of growing pains, right? So everybody's going to look bad at some point, even Keldon Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it's what are we going to see that hints at what we can be later on? That's kind of what we're going to be looking for. But same thing for my like MIP would be like I would say Josh Primo, kind of like how Juan was saying. Keldon's going to step into that role responsibility upgrade where DeJounte was occupying. Keldon's going to move into where KJ was at. And so who moves into like that Devin's role from last year? Josh Primo is that guy, right? Whereas, and even beyond that, I think he's going to be able to have a bigger leap than Vassell had in his second year, just because of the amount of opportunity, like Juan was saying, how much opportunity he's going to get. Devin didn't get as much opportunity last year as Primo's going to get this year. And then like what Juan is saying, he looks like he's going to go out there and just take every shot when he goes out for the second unit, which is where I know we're going to talk about like our preferred depth chart and stuff like that a little bit later. But that's where I think that he's going to or at least in my head, that's where I would want him to be, because again, he just gets the free reign. You know what I mean? And I understand what Josh was saying about like if eventually you want him to be your starter, just make him your starter now. But again, we can keep that going a little later. But yeah, for sure, I would say most improved. I think Primo's just going to have all the opportunity.
Yeah, and Josh, you did say that Primo was your MIP, right?
Yeah, I'll go Primo.
Yeah, so I mean, was there anything that you wanted to add to what they were saying?
No, not really. It's kind of I'm enjoying listening to y'all dudes. I kind of went like all of them in a row, like.